chat.
Oh, you see. I'm upset.
No disrespect, respectfully. But disrespectfully, it's disrespect. Don't be disrespectful. Those vile, disgusting Spartans. Poor little girl, them. And I'ma tell them why I'm mad. That vile, disgusting cesspool in Columbus. The other state, and of course, as always, I'm upset.
Good evening, good people. I am reporting to you live from location. Not really. But we are back for another Eminem Monday. I am the Maize Mad Man. That
Kinetic.
The maniac has arrived. Here we go. Cool.
What up,
and
maniac?
that, ladies and gentlemen.
Keep it gangster, dog. Keep it gangster.
Yo, so here's the thing. Couple things. I'm a little under the weather, number one, and I'm not at home, number two.
Yeah.
So I'm about to drop out, but I'll be following along. Y'all keep it going. We obviously got banners. I gave a rundown to Kinetic here. Y'all hold it down until I can get home.
Yeah. All right,
man.
All right.
All right. So this is we're just gonna be talking about the spring game, what we know about what's coming up, a little bit of visit information, and we're just gonna open it up for calls and bring people on, see what they want to talk about. What do you got going on right now, Maniac? What's on your mind?
No, there's again, we all still kind of the unknown, regarding Bryce and yes, we hearing good things, but I know it sounds like beating a dead horse, but we heard this last year, and I'm pretty sure that Bryce and Jaden are cooking in practice, but I'm eager to see, and of course, man, I don't know if you guys mentioned it, but Jaden McBurrow, he is entering the transfer portal, which kind of sucks, right? Because he is a veteran on this team, someone who didn't play a lot, let's be clear, but someone that, could show these younger guys the ropes. And I'm assuming that these younger guys did surpass him on the depth chart, so hence why he is entering the transfer portal.
Yeah, I mean, I've mentioned a couple times on the show over the past few months how much it seemed like we were just recruiting DB after DB after DB, and much respect to Jaden McBurrows, man. I like the dude, but what this says to me is that he's getting passed up in the cornerback competition, that DB backfield. The cream starts rising to the top, and he's getting passed up a little bit, so he's looking for an opportunity where he can be closer to the top of the depth chart somewhere. And, I hope he goes somewhere and balls out. I have no ill feelings towards him whatsoever, but I think it speaks volumes about the young guys we got coming in. Let's say what's up to Lichmax and Dom, the Dom father.
Howdy. Doing good.
The Dom father, Lynchmax. What's going on, champion? Dom, thank you guys. Happy Monday. Hope you guys had a great day. So, man, we talking, the week of the spring game, probably one of the most anticipated spring games in a long time in Michigan history. We know why. And, we all excited as fans, man. We ready to just shake off that bad season we had last year. And, hopefully that we get back to what Michigan was the last 3 years prior to, last year. So, go ahead, gentlemen, man. Talk to us.
I mean, one of the good things about us having a bad season last year is a lot of teams are going to be looking at us and still having fresh in their mind that Michigan team from last year, not realizing all the talent we just picked up. Like, yeah, they're going to take that into account, but without seeing what we do once the season kicks off, they're not going to know how they're going to perform. They may not have some idea from film, but they're not going to have any real game experience with them like we have from the guys that are coming back from last year. So I think that's going to play to our strength starting out in the season. And I mean, another thing is like everyone. I've seen some of our rivals, like Ohio State people, and some I know specific Notre Dame fan talking about how we're bleeding recruits after we just had Big Burrows enter the transfer portal, and saying, but I mean, what they don't realize is that just means, like Kinetic and Maniac said, that just means that we have some rising talent coming through from our that we may not have seen last year, or even guys that we've seen last year are starting to step up in a big way and and he may not feel like he fits in anymore because he fell behind. So he's going somewhere where he might be able to stand out more than he could at the current Michigan than he could at what is our current Michigan team.
For sure, for sure. Dom, what do you think about that?
I really don't know much about that, to be honest with you. I'm a little behind. The reason I tuned in here is I'm curious as to what the schedule is for you guys, surrounding the game, when you think you'll go live, aware of the get together afterwards. I thought it'd be a good opportunity if you guys could give us some insight as to what all is going to be going on.
So,
I'm sorry. Yeah, Kinetic.
I was gonna say, so we this is our first time doing this whole get together thing, so a lot of it we're kind of playing by ear, but we are getting together either tonight or tomorrow night with the other guys to really flesh everything out. What I do know right now is that there's some of us will be in town Thursday, some of us will get there on Friday. We will be sort of having a get together with anybody that's in town on Friday. We'll get together and hang out that night. Maybe hit a couple spots there in Ann Arbor. I've only been there once, so I don't know exactly where we'll be going, but I'm sure we'll figure it out. As far as the day of the game, we're looking at some tailgating that morning before the game. Probably going to be at least start out over by the guys with Hailgate that TJ's been working out with the details there, and then from there where we go, we'll just see what happens. We'll go in, we'll hang out, sit together in the game. We'll have a big group of us. We'll figure out where we're going to be during the game. The game starts at noon. I know last year it ended about 3:00. And then after that, I believe we're going to go back to the place that we're going to be staying at, doing a post game show from the patio there, I believe. And then after that, we'll probably do some kind of a get together. The helmet that I'm going to be raffling off, we're going to do that drawing at the end of that show. So anybody that wants to get raffle tickets for that, you can get them there at the spring game. You can message me beforehand. It's $1 or one ticket for $5, 5 tickets for $20. If it needs to be shipped, let me know. We'll figure out the shipping costs and get that set up as well. But that'll be done there. And then, like I said, after the post game show, we'll probably all go out together and hit a couple spots just hanging out.
Sounds like a great time
right now, but some of the details are going to be kind of fluid as it goes on.
Yeah, and just to give you a heads up, me and
West Squad, you got some background noise, man. I'm going to drop you down and see if you can filter that out a little bit.
Yeah, Dan. Yeah. That was definitely West Squad. It was Marmowski.
What up, though?
Good.
So Big Marmowski.
We get there Thursday. Me, Mad Man, and Johnny get there Thursday. We're gonna go to a Detroit Tigers game.
Nice.
So we're gonna go right there, right to Co-America Park, drop our bags, go right over to the baseball park, and then whatever after that. But in the midst of that, I made it clear I want to do a lot of content, a lot of videos, a lot of drops, because we don't know we don't know the next time we're gonna all be together in one place, right? Because that's not, everyone's schedule and all that. But regardless, it's gonna be a classic. We're gonna be together. Then we meeting up with everybody else on Friday, and the spot. Obviously, I get the biggest room. That's just the rules of the game. No, but it don't matter. I'm probably just gonna end up sleeping on the sofa anyway. I'm gonna get a room to sleep on the couch. That's the kind of dude I am. But yeah, it's gonna be fun, man. And I'm looking forward to meeting, fellow, Michigan fans here. Marmar's gonna be there. Marmar's famous, man. He already has his autograph line ready, man. Right, Marmar? Tell him.
Hey, I'm already up there. Hey, listen, I'm going to see family. I'm all around Michigan. You feel me? Every time I go to Michigan, I got to touch down, man. I'm gonna come holler at y'all, but I'm gonna be in traffic as well.
Well,
Yeah,
you guys
for
have
sure.
safe travels. Have a great time,
Johnny, like I said, if you
Can't
need me,
make
just
it.
let me know.
Hey, I got to drop one OSU thing before I check out,
Did you
guys.
hear?
Go ahead, Dom.
Hey,
Go ahead, Dom.
Hold
Yeah.
on, Marmar.
You said
Let
you
him
got
finish.
Hold on. I just want to say this to Dom real quick. You said drop something. Just like the trophy today.
I saw that at the White House.
Everything happens for a reason. I mean,
Facts.
But I did watch some of the spring game for Ohio State, and saying, right? I mean, that's the big guy, the talented guy. Man, what is he like?
Yeah.
Drew Brees 2.0. The kid's small, man.
Yeah, he's 5'10", 5'11".
I don't know about that guy. The other guy, Sinclair, seems to be like a Will Howard replica. So I don't know, but if that's saying, because I never seen him, I haven't watched anything, but if that's what all the hype's about, oh man, I can't wait till November 29th.
I'll say this, I've been pretty vocal about the fact that I do like Julian Sayin, and I say that because I liked him when he was coming out of high school. I liked him when he was committed to Alabama. I'm not going to suddenly switch up and act like I wasn't a fan of the kid just because he transferred to Ohio State. I do think he has really good command at the quarterback position. I actually like the comparison to Drew Brees.
Yeah.
His arm strength is a little bit, I don't know how, if he's really got that deep ball with accuracy, I don't know. But I do think he can lead a team.
Now,
to what level, we have to wait and see.
That body size, making it through a Big Ten season, trying to scramble around. Good luck. So
yeah, no,
let me clear out,
don't
gentlemen. You guys got some screens. Thank you. Have a great time. Safe travels, man.
Thank you, Dom.
Take
The
it easy,
Dom.
man.
All right, Dom.
All right,
Yeah,
Johnny,
man.
what you got going on, man?
Man, nothing much. With saying he's highly touted in everything, but this ain't the same team as last year, so it's gonna be interesting with them with the leadership. Will Howard, as much as some of us didn't like him or whatever, he was a veteran player, so he had been around the block. So they could lean on him if they had to. They didn't really do it much, but by the time playoff came, he got in a groove. Now for Julian Sayin, he gonna have some growing pains. So we'll see how that goes. You either gonna step up or end up like McCord, who McCord wasn't that bad, but how they say he was.
Right.
Yeah. And you know what?
How you doing, bro?
G Boulder.
What's
Yo,
going on?
listen.
G?
Yo, hold on. Time out. Now G's stunning right now. Let me see
him,
that drip.
maniac.
I see him. Yo, man.
Hey, did you see what his name?
Wait to get to Michigan.
Hey,
Yeah.
So are you team Maize for the spring game?
No, I'm Team Blue. Kioki just said that Micah got picked Team Blue, so I'm Team Blue.
I'm right there with you.
End of the channel.
G. So
now,
talk.
I will say, have we heard anything about who's on what teams? Like I did see one post that mentioned a couple of guys that were on the Maize team. So we know that Maize team currently, and this is from Jair Hill's Instagram, includes Jaden Davis, Jair Hill, Samaj Morgan, Brandon Hillman, Rayshawn Benny, Max Bredesen, and Jordan Marshall are on the Maize team. I haven't seen anything for the blue team aside from Keoki saying that Micah's on the blue team.
So
Have y'all
then
seen anything on that?
They got to put Bryce on the blue team.
Yep.
They got that. They got to probably put.
That means Justice Haynes probably on the blue team.
Yep. Shit, Jair.
Probably Zeke Berry.
Probably gonna be on the blue team.
Yeah.
Shit, that's probably the new guys. Trey, the dude from Clemson, and then David Payne.
Trey Williams.
I think we'll see. I think we'll see. I think we'll see Trey Williams. I think we'll see Eno Etta. I think he's pushing it. I think Eno Etta's pushing the DT too, man.
Hey, that line gonna be deep this year, like it was the year before. It's gonna be there.
Yeah. And those are two things, right? Even though, again, like we know that Sane is gonna have growing pains. We also have to be honest. Bryce is gonna have some growing pains in the season as well. So we can't just sit here and act like this dude just gonna throw for 500 yards every game, 4 touchdowns. You know, that's not gonna be the case. But the good thing is that Michigan's identity, and as long as Chip Lindsay understands that, you know what, let's lean on the run game as much as we can until we know Bryce is good. I don't think it's going to take him long to really get it, so we should be fine. And that is the importance of Michigan recruiting O-line in the last 3 seasons and getting a running back like Jordan Marshall, recruiting from the state of Ohio, Missed Ohio in football. So I don't want to hear we didn't want him. And on top of that, we landed arguably the best running back in the portal. So that should be that makes me feel good that knowing we got 2. Yeah. I mean, you know, like I said, you know, some people gonna make it. No, you don't, because whatever Michigan get, you know, apparently we never get the best of nothing. That's the haters, of course. But regardless, man, we this season, you know, a lot of players is gonna have to put on, man. A lot of players can make a name for themselves this season. It's right there for the taking, man. We seen Josiah Stewart. We know he was good, but we didn't know how good he was. He went, he did his thing. TJ Guy, you know, he's been playing behind the Braden McGregors. He's been playing behind the Jalen Harrells, playing behind, you know, the Mike Morris. And he got his shot. He was coming off the bench, looked good. Now he's going to be a full-time starter. So this is his time. The plate going to be in his hand, Johnny. All he got to do is eat it. The plate is his turn. Just eat it.
Your turn to eat. Let's get it.
Now,
Yeah, man.
The one thing that I will say in regards to this spring game, it'll be a good test of both the quarterbacks' mental fortitude when dealing with the pressure of the crowd in a simulated real game situation. It'll show who can hold up under the pressure and who can't. And I mean, even though it'll be a smaller crowd compared to what is normal amongst normal games. But if they can't hold up to a spring game crowd, then there's no way they're going to hold up to a real game crowd, and that's something that I'm really looking forward to see who comes out the victor in that.
Yeah.
So to answer Inala in the chat, so far, who we know that has entered the portal from Michigan for the spring portal. So I know Jason Hewlett. There was a 6 or 7 string defensive tackle that entered. Amorian Walker and Jaden McBurrows, I think, are the 2 biggest names.
But what wasn't that the lineman enter the portal as well, Kinetic? You have put it in the chat. The dude from Ferris State. The dude from Ferris State, did he go back in the portal?
So that wasn't. So the guy we got from Ferris State was
his teammate.
And one of his teammates just announced from Ferris State just announced he's entering the portal.
Yeah. Okay. So all right, I misread that. My fault. All right, thanks for the clarification on that.
Yeah, no problem. So it's Alessandro Lorenzetti's the other guy. I couldn't remember his name.
Yeah.
Those are the guys, and now I'm seeing an update here that an edge. I don't even recognize this guy's name. No disrespect to him. Americ Kumba.
Oh yeah, he came. He was one of them foreign dudes that came.
Yeah, so
Yes,
he
yes.
apparently entered the announced he was entering the portal today as well. So,
Yeah.
but that's so it's been 5 guys, and only 2 of them are ones that I think that really sort of stand out. I guess Hewlett was like 4th string for the second linebacker position, I think. So he was like that 7th or 8th linebacker.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think the
gonna
league's gonna start. The league's gonna start shaking out right now. Some of these dudes gonna start, you know, because we already above the limit of where we supposed to be at. So I was wondering, like, how we gonna get there? But now I'm starting to see, like, some of the guys that been there for a while that's not climbing up, like Lorenzetti been there for a few years, Hewlett been there about 2-3 years now, Kumba been there like a couple years. So some of those guys that ain't climbing gonna start falling off now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean,
It
that's
is
the
good,
thing
man.
that people really need to understand is, like, people have been there for a while and they haven't been progressing. It might be best for them and their career if they hope for anything in the football field moving forward to switch systems to one where they might stand out a little bit more, especially with all the talent we're getting coming into Michigan and everyone who's developed to overtake them in the lineup. You know.
Yeah.
Well, and a lot of
And,
these guys come in and they, they're gonna see if they're gonna take their chance and see if they can, like Antoine was saying, try to rise up on the depth chart. And after they've been here a couple years, they've developed a little bit. If it doesn't look like they're going to, they're going to go somewhere else where they can. It's nothing bad about them. It just means that their chance didn't materialize like they were hoping. Real quick, I just want to point out because Doreen was talking about the weather. For anybody that is going to be there on Saturday, it is currently going to be somewhere about 60, 65 degrees. There is a chance that it may rain earlier that morning, but by the time the game starts, it shouldn't be raining.
Let's go.
So if you're a native Michigander, that translates to a light sweatshirt and maybe a raincoat.
But don't forget, in Michigan, you can wear the sweatshirt with the shorts. Like that's a Michigan thing.
You have to wear the basketball shorts with the sweatshirt. That's a standard.
If you're not from Michigan, we don't do that.
If you're not from the north, you want a thick coat.
He's gonna have the big bubble jacket for 66 degrees.
Yeah, man, I'm bringing it just in case.
Yeah. You're gonna want the thick, heavy bomber jacket. That's what you're gonna want.
I went last year. It was real windy and stuff, and cold. So I'm glad it's gonna be warm this year.
Let me
too far not to bring a jacket. I'm coming too far. I'm bringing a jacket.
I'm just bringing. So
hey,
I want to.
All you hot climate dudes, just wear a coat so you don't get sick.
All right, hold on.
I want to just ask the panel, man. So, over under, do we see Bryce throw the ball 20 times in the spring game or under 20?
Under.
So okay. So to answer that question, first of all, I got to look. Do we think so? With Mikey Keane injured, Davis Warren injured, we got Bryce and Jaden and Chase Herbstreit. I don't think we're going to see much, if any, of Chase Herbstreit. So does that mean it's going to be Bryce and Jaden all game long?
Herbstreit not on campus until fall.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. So then, so we're going to see Bryce and Jaden the entire game.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So we saying, so is that an over 20 passes he's throwing?
If he's going to be playing the entire game, I think it's going to be over.
Okay.
And I think they want to showcase the receivers and the quarterbacks more for recruits,
because then they can sell that to the receivers.
Yeah, that's what.
Yeah, I think it's going to be over 20 as well. I don't foresee him handing the ball off too often. If anything, I think they're going to put Micah out on routes with the receivers.
So I'm gonna say this though. I think that I'm not saying I think he's going to beat Bryce out, but I think Jaden Davis is going to surprise a lot of people.
And that's good. And that's what we want to see, right? Like, no Michigan fan can't sit here and be like, oh, I don't want Jaden Davis to do good. Then you're not a Michigan fan. Guys, right now, we're very thin at the quarterback position. Very thin.
For sure.
You got a true freshman and you got a redshirt freshman. Or he's a sophomore now, Jaden Davis.
Nah, he's a
Right.
redshirt.
Yeah, he
So he's a red shirt. All right, so he's a red shirt. So there's no experience. Neither of these guys have played in quality minutes, right? So we're gonna have to get another quarterback in the portal because people keep saying that the injury to Mikey Keane is serious. He might be ready for fall camp. He might not. That what ifs, we can't play with the what ifs. We got to go grab something because we need experience behind these guys. Yes, they talented, but experience matters, man, at the end of the day. So if we don't get another quarterback in the portal unless they feel confident that Mikey Keane will be 100% ready, come forward, then okay, cool. But how much practice is he going to get in, right? Is this another Jack Tuttle situation where the dude was injured most of the year? He had those 2 good drives in Washington. We said, that's it. It's over. We got our quarterback.
Time.
And then reality set in, and I wanted to break my TV because that was just disgusting work by Jack Tuttle, man. But, I'm excited, man. Do we see Haynes and Marshall under or over 20 carries?
I'm gonna say that I think that they get right close, but I think we're gonna see about like 15 to 18 carries for each of them because I think we're gonna see a lot of run by Ben Hall and Micah Kapana as well. I think there is a bit of a position battle for that third running back to come in relief of the main 2. If we got 1A and 1B, we got to have that number 2 that comes in relief. And I think there's going to be some competition between Ben Hall and Micah Kapana, and I think they're going to use the spring game to sort of like put that in front of everybody.
10 to 12 carries for Haynes and Marshall, and you're gonna get them. Is any of the other freshmen running back on campus?
No, Jasper Parker. I don't think Jasper Parker is here.
So if neither one of them is on, then yeah, I'm looking at about 20 for Kapana and Ben Hall.
Yeah, this is what I want to tell y'all. So right now, because I want it now, who's your offensive MVP on Saturday and who's your defensive MVP on Saturday? Everyone across everybody one by one across the panel. I want to hear your offensive
TJ,
MVP.
guys.
Okay.
Mama got TJ got G. Who you got?
I got Jamar Browder for offensive MVP, and I'm going Hitman Hillman for defense.
Ooh.
All right.
Okay.
Which Max?
Mama, you didn't give me. Hold on, Mama didn't give his offensive MVP. He just said
Jordan Marshall. Let's go.
Ooh. Okay.
The run game.
Which Max? You got offense and defense MVP for the spring game.
I'm gonna have to be stereotypical and go with I think Underwood's gonna get offensive MVP. As for defense, I'm gonna have to go with I don't know enough of the defense to really answer that. I know I'm failing as a fan right now.
Okay, no, it's fine.
Johnny, what you got?
I don't.
Give me
Barham. I don't out of the defense.
All right, just when you get a chance, let Max just take a look. Don't worry about it, champ.
Max, you get Rod Moore. So I got Jay-Sean Barham and give me Bryce too.
Okay. What you got, Maniac?
Yeah, so it's just hard, man. I think if Bryce just completes a 2-yard pass, that stadium is gonna go crazy. It don't matter. So I think I'm definitely gonna go Bryce as my MVP offensively, but I'll give an honorable mention. I think my man Fred Moore is gonna get busy Saturday.
He did last year.
And for defense, I'm gonna go with to me, who's gonna be the best defensive lineman in the Big Ten next year. He goes by the name of Derek Moore, and I think he's gonna just he's gonna look like a man amongst boys Saturday. And the honorable mention is Ernest Hausman for defensive MVP as well.
Hey, the only reason why I didn't pick an edge because they're not gonna get to hit the quarterback, so they might not go as hard as you know what I mean. They might not go as hard as they gonna go in the game.
That's a good point, G. That's you know what? That's a great point, actually. But you know, they know that it's two-hand touch when it comes to the quarterback. I think that Derek Moore, he understands, man. He could play himself into a first rounder. He has the size, he has the speed, he has the athleticism. He just need more tape, right? You got to see it in big games, right? Why Hutch became who he became. Big games, he was clutch. With the exception of the Georgia game, okay, it is what it is. But he already made his money before that game, right? And then Josiah Stewart, coming into last season, he was probably projected like a fourth rounder. Now he's projected a second rounder, early second rounder. And if he was just had the size, he'll probably be a late first rounder. He did earn himself some boil, some chicken. So I think Michigan, we don't fall off when it comes to the edge this season, man. So I think Derek Moore is going to be that dude.
So I'm going to go.
I'm going to
say, so Maize Mad Man in the chat.
You can't pick Peyton O'Leary because of Marion Walker gone.
So Maize Mad Man in the chat. He went with Peyton O'Leary for offense and Ted Hammond on D. I'm gonna go with defense. I'm gonna say Rayshawn Benny. I'm gonna say he's gonna come out there and he's gonna make a point to show us that the drop off at D tackle is not as big as everyone thinks it will be. And then I think on offense, I think we're gonna see a lot of run from the younger guys, the early enrollees. I think Jamar Browder gonna show out on offense.
Ooh, yeah, he give me CeeDee Lamb vibes. It's something about him, man. He give me CeeDee Lamb vibes, man. And the chat, man, make sure we get your offense and defense MVPs for Saturday, man. Let us know who you think gonna shine bright Saturday.
I think I got my defensive pick.
All right, go ahead, Lynch.
Lugard, Edic Paye.
Okay.
I'd love to see him get some play, man.
Okay. He gonna get some.
I mean, so let me ask this though: is there been any word who's been returning punts from Michigan?
That I haven't seen.
I'm trying to remember. I saw something, and I can't. I think who was it? I want to say the ones that I've seen talked about in it are Samaj Morgan, Micah Kapana, and I think I saw Andrew Marsh getting something about him getting some reps doing it too.
Oh shit!
Yeah, it's just something about true freshmen and returning punts. They could be explosive, man, but those muffin punts, it just happens, man. I hope Kapana could get that, man. We've been rooting for him, not only because his father's a friend of ours of the show, man, but Kapana, man, we know he got it, man. He's just, surrounded by a lot of talented, but Michigan can use them, man. There's ways to use them, and that's what good programs do. They find ways to put their best players on the field. Remember, look, I'm going to give you an example. Remember Alabama? What was the dude number 17 they had? Drake something. Kenyon Drake?
Kenyon Drake.
Bro, he was stuck in the depth chart. He was just like a kick returner. Bro, Cook, you remember why he did the Clemson in that natty? He just take it to the casa. He said, boom, bye-bye. The dude he was an animal, but he wasn't a starter. They had Chris Henry, right? Chris Henry, right? That was the running back they had. What's Henry's first name?
Derrick Henry. You talking about
Chris Henry. Derrick Henry, Heisman winning. He couldn't play, but you know what? Alabama will find ways to put their best players on the field, man. Even if it's in special teams, because sometimes some games are won and lost with special teams. Whether it's a late game punt return, kick return, or obviously we got the best kicker coming back, man. Zavada Uchi Prada. because he is that. He worked that money, man. He's that guy. So I'm happy that we also got a kicker because implementing a new offense with a young freshman quarterback, real young, a kicking game is going to be crucial for us this year. Because once we get past the 50, it's almost automatic now for Michigan. Unless hopefully Zavada don't have a drop off from last year, man. You think Zavada drops off a little bit, or he continues being the animal he was?
So I think Zavada. I don't think there's going to be a drop off from his kicking, but there is one thing I'm worried about. I mean, the good part is they've been saying he's hitting 60-yarders like nothing in practice right now. But my concern is with Tommy Doman transferring, who's going to be doing the kickoffs? Because I have seen some rumblings that Zavada's the one doing kickoffs, and that's cool. But in my opinion, you don't want your place kicker doing the kickoffs because every kick with his leg. That's I don't think people understand how quickly a kicker's leg wears down over the course of a game, and I don't want him using any of his leg strength on those kickoffs. So I'd like them to go out and get a kicker to come in specifically to be the kickoff guy this next year and possibly replacing Zavada next year. I don't want to see Zavada doing kickoffs, but if they do, that's where I worry that we could see a little bit of a drop off in later on in games if he's doing a lot that game.
Yeah.
Didn't they get a kicker in the portal though? I thought they got like some.
Did they?
Portal.
Did they? They might have.
They
might have. I'll look it up.
Recently?
Not recently. Back when they was, in that first portal, I thought they had got a kicker, some kind of from some.
Yeah, maybe they did. And you know why?
Look it up right now.
Also, you got to remember, Kinetic, it's true. Even on kickoffs, let's say when they returning and kickers try to make a tackle, them dudes are scrawny. They get bang, they get run over. They shoulder now, they knee, and there you go, man. So you're right. Let's not have him kick off. Leave his ass just for field goals. I agree with that.
I'm not seeing anything on at least on 24/7. I thought I did remember seeing something about them bringing someone in, but 24/7 is not showing any incoming
kickers. I'm gonna check too.
Yeah, I couldn't find anything either. I just looked it up too.
I heard that they were going for a punter in the transfer portal.
I mean, a punter, kicker, it's fine by me. I just think I just don't want to see Zavada having to do the kickoffs.
I'll get your sentiment. I respect that because
not that I don't think you can do it, but
no, it's just the wearing down. I get all that because in the crucial game you have him doing both, and then he go out there and kick and miss it. You know what I'm saying? And we don't want that. We don't want to see that.
Mama, listen. Mama, you suiting up on Saturday, big boy. Get ready. We got Mama kicking on. We ain't playing.
Hey, so I don't know. It just say kicker from Texas State.
Hey, Maniac. I got you.
Beckham Sunderland.
Okay, let me see it. You said
right.
From Texas State?
Hold on. I saw Richie in the chat, man. He got jokes talking about if your kicker. Listen, Richie, that's the reason you lost to Michigan because of your kicker. So don't be making fun.
No. It wasn't the kicker. It was the wind. Remember?
The wind. It was the wind. Too breezy.
Yeah.
And Vada's kicking 50-yarders in that wind in the shoe. But for their kick is always the wind. Come on, man. Cut it out.
But you see, we paid off the wind to work for us instead of against us. That's what happened.
So what was the name of the kicker that you looked up?
Is Beckham Sunderland from Texas State?
So I'm not sure. I looked up Texas State on 247. They got two kickers that transferred. One transferred to Indiana, Brendan Frank, and Mason Shipley says he's in the transfer portal, but has not landed.
I just put in Michigan tracker portal tracker, and they got him under Caleb Anderson. That's a
DB, isn't it?
No, that's a DB.
No, I'm saying his name is under.
Under.
But I can't show you. See that? Can you see it?
All right, so we got to just check the Michigan roster. We'll definitely find out Saturday.
Yeah.
I do have a question for the panel, though.
Yeah.
That's good.
So to piggyback off of what Maniac was doing earlier, we're Receivers. Who do you think is going to get the most touches? Under over 20.
I think.
Nah,
I
I
think.
know
You talking about in the spring game specifically, or for the season?
spring
Yeah,
game.
in the spring game. Yeah.
I think. Okay, so I think Macaulay and Fred Moore are going to be the starters, but I think they're going to come out at least after the first quarter. I think we're going to see a lot of the younger guys and the depth players, vying for those for the higher positions on that depth chart. So I think the biggest targets are going to be Marsh, Browder. I'm mind blanking right now. Kendrick Bell, Samaj Morgan, the one guy that we brought in from UConn, or not UConn, but
Talking about Simpson.
Simpson. Yeah. I think those are the guys that are going to get the bulk of the targets in the game. So if I had to pick one of them, I think Marsh and Browder are going to show out, man.
Yeah.
So it's got to be one of them. I think they're probably on opposite teams. So I'm going to say they're going to be the main targets for at the end of the game with the most targets.
Yeah. And it's good that the weather, it looks like the weather's going to hold up. So at least we can see, they're going to definitely throw the ball around. If it was going to be gusty winds and rain and drizzle, we probably wouldn't see too much throwing. But
and Nala's saying that Simpson's not on campus, so scratch that.
Yeah, the
Maniac.
dude he's not there yet.
Listen, we're going to a real spring game where it's hitting.
Y'all know, I know that.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Hey, somebody at work, Ohio State fan at work tried to tell me, ain't nobody gonna watch y'all trash. I'm like, man, y'all soft ass motherfuckers. Y'all two-hand touch.
We got rival fans coming to our game. I don't think any rival fans went to Ohio State's game.
Listen, I'm going to tell you.
I don't think that many Michigan State fans went to the Michigan State game. So
Kinetic. I'm 45 minutes from Columbus. You think I was gonna take a trip?
I mean, I'm not paying to get in. If it was free to get in, if I was close, I'd go.
I ain't paying. If it was free to get in, I wasn't going.
Yeah, why would we want to go and watch Ohio State lose to themselves 13-10?
Facts.
Listen, I don't know if I'm just I might be a little bit slow on this, but I didn't understand watching Ohio State's game. It was the scarlet and gray teams, but it was always the red jerseys on offense. I'm so confused by how they did it.
Yeah,
man. I mean, it's a hard watch anyway. Watching,
yeah. Whatever.
So confused by that.
Yeah, like what I want to see. Yeah. Johnny. Okay, Johnny. Go ahead.
On defense, they didn't blitz or anything. It was vanilla, just cover 3, cover 2. So people saying looked better is because Matt Patricia was probably told just go vanilla in this game, so he can get his confidence for sure.
The biggest concerns I had for saying coming out of that, man, was that he didn't really show a strong deep ball, but B, the 2-minute drills that they did at the end of each half, it looked like he was starting to panic a little bit, man. Because then they started getting the coverage sacks and getting close, like the defense was getting close to him and he was holding the ball a little longer. That was, like I said, I like the kid, but that was my concerns watching him. Like,
it's gonna be interesting.
Did he play a good game, Kinetic? Because I was
outside of the 2-minute drills, yeah.
Okay, I was seeing reports going against
so what you're saying is when you put him under pressure, he folds.
Well, that's what I was worried about and seeing as far as like from an evaluation standpoint, because throughout the game, whenever he was in, he seemed like he had a pretty good command of the pocket. He was decisive. He was good, but it's like when he got into the 2-minute drills, it was like, what's going on? He started like second guessing himself, holding the ball too long. It was kind of crazy.
But we'll see, right? I'm going to reserve my judgment for the week 1 against Texas. That's going to tell us there's going to be a lot of hype in that game. Ohio State, I don't know how and I don't know why, will go into that game as the ranked number 1 team in the country. Texas is going to come in. People are going to count them out. As far as media, not us that really know football, I think Texas is gonna go in there. Hey, how you doing? Oh,
I'm
man.
interested to see. I mean, because like not the week
So
one
because
with a
look,
big time matchup, like you're just asking for that off season rust, but both teams are gonna have that. So
yeah,
I don't know.
I think so. This is a thing, right? I think the beauty about this game is that both teams, this is going to be their first game of the season, right? So yes, there's going to be some rust, but Arch Manning, he started games, right? Because we saw what's his name? What was their quarterback name again,
Quinn
man?
Ewers.
Quinn Doofus. So
Yeah.
he was out for like 2-3 games. Arch Manning came in, and that dude got some wheels. Listen, I'm like, damn. Yo, he was out. So I think Sark needs to utilize him, all his athletic ability. And if he could do that, man, that'd just make Arch even more dangerous because he could sling the ball down the field and whatnot. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's not going to be easy to go into Columbus and just win. It should be a hell of a game, but I just think that you gotta favor Texas. I know they like, oh, but what is it the Texas are gonna do? They lost. Well, they've been having very good recruiting classes. Salk been cooking in them recruiting classes. They got talent, man. Just because we don't follow them, they have talent. Texas is gonna be ready. Do they win the game? I think they do. But again, there's no slam dunk neither. But I do expect it to be a good game, and then I could judge saying, depending how he plays against Texas, right? Because and then if he cooked Texas, guess what? What we saw in the spring game don't mean a damn thing because it don't matter. The same thing with Bryce. Trust me, guys. Remember, Maniac is saying it now. Let Bryce throw an in-toe or two in the spring game, and the rival fans are going to be trolling until the season starts. I promise you. I won't care. But I'm just saying, be ready.
Our defense is lights out. So shit, if our defense gets some interceptions, I won't be tripping because it ain't gonna be too many secondaries like ours. So I ain't tripping on that.
No, we not. G, we not. Me neither. No, not at all. But the rival fan base, because it bothers them that in the NIL era, right, guys, make it make sense where everyone is paying for players. Michigan pays for the number one recruit, one of the highest recruits in history, and you laugh at Michigan for paying that money. Why? This is the game we play now. So why is it funny? Because it's Michigan. If that was any other school, it'd be okay. But it's Michigan because we're the program that's the most hated. I don't know why.
Hey,
Bama got all the natties.
I just want to put this out there real quick for the people that don't seem to understand something about Michigan recruiting. Michigan is not trying to get commits in April. They're not trying to get commits in March. They're not trying to get like all these other schools, Notre Dame, USC, every year they get all these commits in the spring. They brag about it, and then by the fall, they've lost half their class to flips. Like Michigan, that's why Michigan's not talking final numbers on NIL with these kids because there's no point. We give you a final number right now just so another team can see what we're paying you, come in and bid higher. Like we're not doing that. We're gonna talk every other part of recruiting, and when it gets closer to National Signing Day, and that's when we start talking the final numbers. That's when we're gonna be the ones flipping the big recruits from these other schools. It seems all these people out here bragging about Notre Dame's class, USC's class, Colorado's class. Like they're like, oh, well, why isn't Michigan recruiting? We are, but we're not gonna throw money out in April.
Facts.
Yeah, and the one thing that like a lot of people seem to like misunderstand about, not misunderstand, but dog on Michigan about is like it's their fault that we are in the NIL game anyway. Like for years they told us you got to open up the wallet to get some good recruits. You got to open up the wallets to get some good recruits. We open our wallet, we get the best recruit, and they are mad the fact that we got the one of the highest rated players, and I mean it's kind of their fault for yelling at us about telling us, oh, you got to open up your wallet. We did, we win.
Yeah, I mean,
you can't be mad at playing your game.
Look at where we were to paraphrase a post that EJ Holland put out earlier today. A year ago, Notre Dame was way ahead of us in recruiting at this time last year. By the end of the year, they were behind us and outside of the top 10, and we were on borderline almost top 5 by the end of the year. We're not recruiting in April. We're not trying to get commits in April. We're getting commits when it counts.
Can I cook Notre Dame real quick? Is that cool?
Do it.
Yeah, you can. Let me just send a shout out to Tree Dog here for the $1.99 super chat. He said, "Thank you, Kinetic. We know who you meant." Go ahead, Johnny.
Notre Dame is funny, bro. Notre Dame is funny. Y'all lost to Northern Illinois. Yeah, that happened. We didn't forget that y'all lost to them. And somehow y'all had that easy schedule. Y'all made it back, got in the playoff, made it back to the championship. Okay, Notre Dame. And then you decided to run that quarterback 12 times on the first drive. You had a full clip, emptied the whole clip on the first drive. That boy was about to pass out and die on the first drive. Ball game. You left it all on the field on the first drive. Are you kidding me? So that's another Notre Dame makes it to the championship, gets destroyed, and we'll hear from y'all again in who knows how long. So
another thing. So a lot like some of the fans like to brag about all the championships they have. Their last national championship victory was in 1988.
Yeah. No, Notre Dame, he just like the little brother. The little brother just talking. You just let him talk. He talk about, I could beat you up. You're like, yeah, right. Just sit your ass down. You ain't gonna do nothing. That's just Notre Dame. And you know, my man Notre Dame fan. Listen, man, you gotta know, man, he's ranked #1 tro in the nation. Ain't nobody tro better than him. So you can't let him get under your skin. We know Notre Dame, they haven't beaten Ohio State in how many years? They choke constantly every time they was in the playoffs. And the reason they were able to win some games in the playoffs was because that expanded playoffs. So they played the weaker versions of these teams. Now, the Georgia win, I'll give them that. That was a tough, gritty win. But besides that, you know, you got to the Natty. Congrats to you. All I'm just saying is that you got to finish. You gotta finish your fool, homie. So you bragging about recruiting. Oh, look at our recruits. My man, is April. Where Michigan recruiting class was at this time last year? Bad. And guess how they ended? And I always say it. It's not how you start, it's how you finish. And that's why I'm not worried. Go ahead. Celebrate. Do jumping jacks. Do cartwheels for getting these recruits. And Notre Dame is notoriously known for their players flipping. They gymnasts. They all going to the Olympics. They stay flipping.
Yeah, it's like to put an analogy around it with that fan base stars. It's like a Chihuahua trying to pick a fight with an English Mastiff. Like, it ain't gonna go well.
Notre Dame is funny, bro. They got down in that game. They came in the game knowing you shouldn't be running that defense against Ohio State. And what's his name in the chat? Was Michael? That's
your Dallas fan. That's Dallas fan.
They ain't gonna be able to do that on our secondary. They ain't gonna be able to. We run man. We gonna do what we do. And y'all was looking crazy. Y'all was looking crazy. Ohio State pretty much took their foot off the gas, and y'all got back in it, and then decided to go 0 when you y'all got back in the game, and then decided to go back to what got you down. Y'all got come on, get up.
Yeah, and they were weak. First of all, they better get some linebackers. They better hope, because they run defense was atrocious, bro. Atrocious. Junkins and Henderson was having a field day on that defense, man. So he laughing, but he didn't. They got manhandled when that. Bottom line,
shout out to Darren Talks Ball in the chat.
Hey,
What's up, my
Kinetic,
man?
Yes, Darren.
pull up Notre Dame's schedule real quick so I can tell homeboy why they about to go 7-6.
Who they play? Kinetic. Who they play?
They better hope Notre Dame, Northern Illinois and Marshall ain't on there. They better hope they ain't on there.
No Mac.
They don't
No
wanna
Mac.
see them.
No. They want no Mac schools, and they lost to both of those at home. By the way.
All right,
So let's see.
They got on the road at Miami Hurricanes.
That's an L.
Yep.
They got Texas A&M at home.
That's an L.
Yep.
They got Purdue at home.
That's a win.
That's a win.
They're on the road at Arkansas.
L.
Ooh. It could go either way, but maybe a L.
That could be a trap game.
Then they're at home against Boise State.
Win.
L.
That's a win. Boise gonna be cacadoodle.
They ain't got Genty. So and I think Malachi Nelson transferred, didn't he?
Yeah.
Then they're at home against NC State.
Win.
And then they're at home against USC.
L.
Yeah.
And they're on the road. They got a bye week. Then they're on the road at Boston College.
Win.
At home against Navy.
That's
Navy
a
might
win.
run all over them.
They're on the road at Pitt.
Loss. That's an upset. That's going to be an upset.
Yeah.
And then they're home against Syracuse. And then they're on the road at Stanford.
Who's their quarterback this year? CJ Carr.
7-6.
CJ Carr is the leader right now, but I think that they got the Angeli guy who's pushing.
Listen, man, Notre Dame, they're gonna go about 8-4. No, 9-3 the best, 8-4. A lot of them games they're gonna win is gonna be nail biters. Don't get me wrong. I like Marcus Freeman. I think he's a good coach. He's one of the better younger coaches in college. But they not like that. Notre Dame is not like that yet. They could be, but I could see Freeman probably getting poached by the NFL soon, man. If he has another good season like last season, he's probably gone.
I mean, listen, I actually do like Marcus Freeman.
Other state. Marcus Freeman, when we beat the other state again this year, and Ryan Gay get fired, Marcus Freeman going to the other state,
going home.
Listen, I actually do like Marcus Freeman, but the Notre Dame fans make it so hard to like Notre Dame.
Oh,
yeah, it is very hard to like Notre Dame, especially with the aforementioned troll in the chat.
He the only one I ever see around.
Him and Ryan.
Yeah,
but it's just funny to me, like they get so mad about EJ calling them weird, but then every single day they show us why he says that. Like they prove him right every day.
Yeah, we know this, man.
The bottom be trolls. They might just be planet trolls.
I mean, they gotta be or something.
Yeah, I remember the 2018 season, right? We only going into the Ohio State game, we only had one regular season loss. That was to Notre Dame, the opener, Michigan's opener at South Bend. A game we could have won. Shea Patterson, my goodness. That same season, Notre Dame played in Yankee Stadium. They played Syracuse. Syracuse was good that year. Notre Dame cooked them. Bro, I went in there, you know me. I went in there, Michigan. Oh, my goodness. These dudes running their mouth. And they end up doing nothing in the season, man. They fans, they not as bad as Ohio State fans, but they bad.
They're getting up there though. They're working their way up the ladder.
Yeah. They gotta beat Mama. What's that? This is a dog? Damn.
Yeah, she ain't seen me all day. She over here acting wild.
Yeah. If you want to see what's up, where my man Tim at? Tim ain't here. He gonna come with the buffs. He looking for unapologetic.
That boy Tim
Ah,
said, "What
hey Johnny.
that man really got his buffs." That boy
Yo,
said,
Johnny. He gon' yo. Tim got beef with you. He don't want you wearing them buffies.
Johnny over there looking like he got 2 interceptions last game.
Hey, can I say something to Michael real quick? He's saying Michigan living in the Brian Kelly era, but Notre Dame don't want to play us today anyway.
Yo, bro,
We're steamroll them.
the last time we played them, bro, we hibachi Notre Dame in the rain
Facts.
in Ann Arbor. I remember that. That was my man Haskins, Cook, my man. I wish he would have stood at Michigan. Charbonnet was good, man. Even what's my man? My man Nico Collins had a touchdown that game. Donovan People Jones. Damn, what a receiver group we had, man. We got to get back to it.
Hey, me and
Yeah,
Maize
but he was
talking about
injured.
that.
Yeah,
me and
but
Maize
still,
was talking about.
I like
Imagine if Charbonnet would have stayed, but what would that would have did for Blake knowing that was crazy. We had all of them at one time. Charbonnet, Blake, Haskins, man, that backfield was tight.
Yeah. And that's what you do, man. You never stop recruiting elite talent at elite positions, and in those groups, man. And because you just never know. Like, look at Haskins. Haskins was a 3-star coming out of high school.
Linebacker. He was a linebacker.
Yeah.
Like,
Listen, and that's and you know what? G, that's a great point, right? So, like for Marion Walker, for example, my man, stay at cornerback. Why you want to be a receiver? Michigan has proven Zach Gentry was a quarterback at Michigan. They turned him into a tight end. He was one of the best tight ends in the Big Ten. Went to the NFL. He played for how many years. It didn't work out, but they still made him successful, right? Mikey Sanders-Drill, you saw him, slot receiver, came in, played 2 years at slot, one of the best slot in all the nation. Khalil Mullins, linebacker, converted running back. He cooked. So if it's one thing Michigan knows is like, yo, bro, that position ain't for you. Listen, look at our track history. We have proof that when players switch positions, they cook. Now, Marion Walker, he think he Calvin Johnson. So he better go to what's that school? Akron or what's the other Western Michigan or something, because he not gonna play receiver at a big time school. I'm just sorry, it's not gonna happen.
No, sometimes and you got to look at it. If
you
sports, he cooked high school maybe because of who he played and his size and his freaky athletic ability. But now you coming against dudes that do the same shit you do. In high school in certain leagues, you ain't gonna get a bunch of dudes that do that. And when I just don't think it clicked, and it don't click for everybody. I hate that he didn't make it because we wanted him so bad to be good. It just hopefully he go to his next destination somewhere, man, and do good. Get some run and play his last 2 years. And be productive some kind of way.
Yeah, no, you're right.
I definitely wish
shout out to
Oh, you go
Kyoki
ahead.
in the chat. I was going to say shout out to Kyoki in the chat. For anyone that didn't see it and is wondering what he's talking about, the spring game is not going to be televised on Saturday. If you want to see it on Saturday, you have to be there. It will be televised a week later. The reasoning for that, they chose to do that because that then it'll air after the window to enter the transfer portal is closed. So there's not going to be anybody that watches the game on TV to scout out players and then try to flip them from Michigan during the transfer portal. It sucks, but it is what it is. But Kyoki, keep an eye out for our post-game show. We'll be recapping it, talking about it. I'm not going to take any phone video footage. I don't want to get any more sanctions on Michigan, but I'm sure if you keep an eye on the social media of our of some of the rival fans, they'll probably be doing
Garrison
some of that.
will. Garrison to have his whole phone full of videos.
Garrison coming to the game.
Wait, you think Garrison's just gonna bring his phone?
If
Yeah, he's trying to
Garrison
be. He's trying to be the. He's trying to be the.
Somebody better slap that shit out of his hand.
He's trying to be
He's
the
gonna
Connor Stallions.
And
You're
then
gonna
he's
see
gonna
him
go
with like
there.
a whole setup. He's gonna have like the whole like tripod and everything.
I don't think
He's gonna do it.
You can bring that in the stadium. They're not letting you bring that in the stadium. I don't.
Nah, not the tripod. No.
He'll find a way.
So
he'll find a way.
there's gonna be a couple of them. I think Buckeye Battle Cry, he's gonna be there. He mentioned it yesterday on Johnny's show. He's gonna be there. I mean, he's a Michigan alum, so he said he's just going there with Big Ten apparel. Yeah, I mean, listen, it is what it is. Again, I'm not gonna take it, I'm gonna take it with a grain of salt, man, because at the end of the day, what happens if they look bad in the spring game and then in the regular season they just cook it? So we're going to see, man. We're going to see what it is. And you just want to see improvement, especially in the passing game, because that's going to be crucial this season for Michigan.
I mean, yeah, for sure. I mean, if we see both QBs throwing passes over 10 yards, it's already a huge improvement over last season.
Real quick, has anyone heard anything on Ryder Lyons? I know he visited. I saw the that it was going well, but I didn't see anything like post visit. Have y'all heard anything?
Not post visit, but of course they say all the visits go. I haven't heard nobody say a visit didn't go well. My only thing about Ryder Lyons now is they saying we looking good for that number one quarterback in 27. So what? I mean, are we just pushing the envelope and seeing what
thing with Ryder Lyons is I don't think he cares. From everything I've seen from him, he's ultra confident in his ability. He said that he don't care if we take one in 26, 27, he's going to beat them out. So Ryder Lyons got that mentality.
What's the number one quarterback in 27?
According to what service?
I forgot. I was just reading it though, but they said we're supposed to be leading because Trey Taylor took us out of his top 4. He finna announce we not in his top 4.
Yeah, I mean, the thing with him is, from what I understand, is that Michigan wanted him to commit, like to if he was going to commit on his last visit, and he didn't want to yet. And they basically told him, like, if you're not going to commit now, we're going to start pursuing someone else. So, listen, I love Trey. He made the decision that's best for him in his future. More power to him. I hope he balls out wherever he goes.
I mean, I really hope he doesn't regret that decision, though. I mean, that's the one thing, because he could have done well at Michigan. But I do wish him well wherever he gets going.
No, of course, you can't be mad. Listen, man, any other grown man mad at another teenager for picking a school that not his, that's ridiculous, bro. Come on.
So to answer your question, I don't think it's number one. Well, I don't know. I guess I have seen some stuff about him. So the number one quarterback in 27 is Elijah Haven. The one that I've been seeing a lot recently, though, is Kavian Bryant, who's the number 3 quarterback.
Kavian Bryant.
And on 3, Michigan currently has the lead over all schools. The closest one is Texas A&M. But they do have Michigan second behind LSU on Elijah Haven, who's the number 1 as well.
All right, so 2 different services got them flip-flopped or something. I don't know. It's interesting. I can't wait. I mean, whoever we get, because I still think Ryder Lyons is a long shot just because that year off and the fact that his brother is at USC, depending on what they do, I still think he's a long shot.
Yes. They got us leading on Kavian Bryant right here. They got us in on Elijah Haven and on this guy, Peter Bork.
Yeah, Peter Bork. We was looking for him earlier too.
Also got us leading on Keegan Croucher.
Peter Bork.
Yeah, Bork.
Kinetic. When you get a chance, just let Tim. What's his name? Tim. Let Tim in. Send him the link.
Oh, I didn't see. My bad. 1 second. My fault, Tim. I didn't see that you were backstage. I'm still
doing
this, man. I'm still doing this. My fault.
You got 1.5 jobs, man. Come on.
My bad.
Tim, where's your buffs at, Tim?
What a buff,
Let me see them buffs, Tim.
I'm not at home.
Oh, where you at?
My grandma's house.
Okay. All right. You behaving? You ate sup already?
Yeah.
All
Hey,
right. Talk to
Maniac,
us.
man.
Yeah, it's my man. It's my man Tim.
I'll
Tim,
get some of
talk
them
to us, man.
them brown
What,
buffs. I like
About the Mikey Stamencell when he had the go up against Ohio State tied in that one game, and the
Cade
haters
Stover.
was talking about he can't guard him. He can't guard him. Cade Stover. He went to the end zone. He looked like he had caught the ball, but somehow the Mikey Stamencell is smaller, and he was able to turn that touchdown into an incomplete pass.
Facts.
absolutely,
One of
man.
my favorite plays of the year.
He used to be a wide receiver, so
Yeah,
that helped him
Tim.
out.
No,
But
good point, man.
and then the following season, the Will Johnson, he had a toe problem back at the big house, and the haters during what halftime they talking about. Oh, okay, they going the Macon guard,
Marvin Harris.
Marvin Harrison, and he showed that the haters run around that he guarded them just as well.
Facts.
Yeah, no doubt, man. Tim, that's a Michigan shirt you got on.
Yeah.
You don't see that
Okay, let me see that drip. Ooh, okay, Tim, stop playing with them, man. Don't hurt nothing. It's only Monday, you know.
It's always Monday.
I see. It's only Monday. Okay, I see you. So, Tim, let me ask you this: who you think is gonna give me your offensive MVP for Saturday spring game and your defensive MVP for Saturday spring game?
Oh, okay. Okay. It would have to be Bryce.
Okay, that's your offensive, and for defense, who you think is gonna be the MVP?
I'm gonna say Derek Moore.
Yeah, that's me, Tim. Me and you.
Okay.
We got the same ones, champ. Okay. Yeah. I said Derek Moore and Bryce Young, man. But we're Bryce Young, Bryce Underwood, man. Come on. I've been botching names, man. I'm the name botcher. But man. Anything else you wanna talk about, Tim?
Okay, so what's okay. So so the defense they gotta be prepared, because last week they said in practice that 2 weeks ago when they was guarding the running backs, they had the running backs, but they was getting some big yards, but they was able to maintain them in practice once they noticed that when Bryce Underwood he started to do the same thing, that the one they made some adjustments in practice, they still were saying that he hard to tackle. He almost like a tight end that's trying to be a running back.
Yeah.
Because of his height.
All right. No, definitely, man. So yeah, man. I mean, anything, anyone else wants to add to this, man, before we wrap it up?
Give us your final thoughts. Give us your final thoughts, Tim.
My final thoughts is
what do you think about the spring game? Give us your final take on that.
If Bryce is playing on the Maize team, they going 3 in the row, but he's on the blue team. The blue team is getting their 2-year redemption.
I believe Bryce is going to be on the blue team because Jair Hill on his Instagram confirmed that Jaden Davis is on the Maize team.
Who's on the Maize team?
Jaden Davis is going to be on the Maize team, so I think that means Bryce is going to be on the blue team.
Well, he was on the blue team last year.
Bryce Underwood wasn't.
No. He's saying Jaden Davis. No, it looks like Jaden Davis is going to be on the Maize team this year. Let me. So we just had a comment. Let me get your guys' thought on this. Let's go around the table real quick before we actually start getting out of here. What if Jaden Davis balls out on at the spring game? Let's say theoretically by the end of the game, Jaden Davis had a better game than Bryce Underwood. What does that mean to you? What are your thoughts on that if that were to happen? Tim, go ahead and give us yours, man.
That tells me that he taking this quarterback battle seriously.
What about you, Marmar? What you got? If Jaden Davis balls out, outplays Bryce on Saturday, what are your thoughts on that?
I mean, they gonna have a problem on their hand. I mean, you paid this boy all this money, and then if Jaden Davis go out here and outperform him, my dog just hit my phone. Sorry. If you go out here and
froze on there. I was like, what's going on?
Yeah, my dog just hopped up. My puppy just hopped up, gone somewhere. Damn, annoying ass shit. Yeah, if he go out here and shine, Michigan got a problem. It's a good problem, though.
All right,
Jim, it's a good problem.
What do you think?
So, I'm like every Michigan fan. I want them to do good. I want them to exceed expectations. I want them to, ball out. Like Marmar said, if he wins the starting job, if he actually outplays and wins the starting job, that's something we got to look at because they're the same amount of years eligibility left. How do you take him out if he actually goes in and plays better? I mean, I want the player that plays better to win. You know what I mean? But it's rough. I want to win. I want the best quarterback for Michigan to win. So, good luck to both of them. We riding the Bryce train because of who he is, what he means to the program. But shit, we thought Shea Patterson was gonna get us back to the promised land too. Disappointed us. So we want the best. We want the best quarterback. Whoever could lead the team, command the huddle, make the throws. That's who we want. That's who we want. That's
thoughts.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Kay McNamara, he gave our team a Big Ten title, but JJ, he 2 years later, he gave our team a Big Ten title, a Rose Bowl, and a national.
Yeah. Look, if Jaden Davis outplays Bryce in the spring game, all it means that Jaden Davis is going to be a good backup, and that's all it is. We got a good backup because he not going to get that. Look,
I don't think so either.
He's not going to get that starting position. I'm not saying he can't, right? Let's not say, but let's be realistic here, right? That the chances are slim. Like Bryce has to really be horrible, and that's not going to happen. So I hope so. Like I said early in the show, I hope Jaden Davis balls out because at least that'll make us Michigan fans say, okay, this guy has progressed from year 1 to year 2, even though he's a redshirt freshman. And we know if something was to happen to Bryce, we're going to feel confident with Jaden Davis getting in there. That's why it's also crucial that the New Mexico game that we cooked them dudes. So both of these guys take, a good amount of snaps, man. So, because going into the Oklahoma game and, it'll be good to have 2 quarterbacks ready because we might need to use both of them.
All right, listen, what's your thoughts on that?
And that's going to be a game changer. That's going to be a game changer.
Norma, let's let Lichimax get his thoughts on this.
So,
Okay.
as always, I always want the best player to win. I want to see Michigan running with the top player. However, with the only way that I can see Jaden Davis taking the starting position from Bryce is if he just completely decimates Bryce in that spring game. Now, that being said, if Jaden Davis does win the position battle, I could see them running a 2 QB system where they swap them in and out as the game progresses.
No, my
But
bad.
that.
So,
Please.
so
I mean
Johnny,
that ultimately depends
Please.
on if Bryce drops the ball really bad or not, which to give them indecision on which one they want to run. But either way, if Jaden wins, it would give Bryce give us confidence to know that if anything did happen to Bryce, if he had the starting job anyway, we had a good backup standing in the wings, like Maniac had said. But we really won't know what their metal's going to be until they actually hit that till game time, and we see what they're going to do in a real situation.
all right, Johnny. So give me your thoughts if this were to happen. I'm not saying I think it's going to happen. I'm not even saying I think it's likely. But if Jaden Davis balls out and has a better game on in the spring, let's say he outplays Bryce during camp in this offseason, how would you feel about him actually maybe competing for the starting job week 1 of this year? Do you think that puts him in the conversation or not? You don't think anything's going to be unseat Bryce at this point?
I think it's a stepping stone, and for the fans, it's going to make us look like, okay, this dude is for real, for one. But for him to actually get the starting job over Bryce, he going to have to really be ahead of him. Like, this dude is picking apart defenses, understanding coverages, going through his progressions, and it's night and day compared to Bryce. Because if it's close mentally with what they're seeing with progressions, reads, understanding blitzes and all this stuff, then you got to understand Bryce has got the edge because he's mobile and is a freak athlete also. So that's going to give him the upper hand if it's close mentally and throwing. So for Jaden to really take him, he's going to have to be head and shoulders ahead of him with understanding being an actual quarterback. You get what I'm saying? So
Of course,
I don't think he's going to be that much better than him, bro. If he is, all in, it don't bother me. I want to go to the playoff. If it's Jaden, if it's Bryce, if it's what's the Herb Street, I don't care. I want to be. I can watch it again without us being in there.
Yeah, you're right.
Maniac,
I
your
agree.
thoughts, same question. What do you think?
Yeah, no. Like I said, man, that all it means is that we have a good, competent backup, and like Johnny said, man, in order for Bryce to lose the job, all of those the chips have to fall perfectly for Jaden Davis. And even if it's like 50-50, Bryce is going to get that just because like he's just a freak of an athlete, man. He's the type of player that just based on his talent, he could win games. He could probably complete 13, 14 passes in the game and still win just because of the other things he does, the intangibles, able to get out of the pocket. Just, with your legs. And, in college football, man, everybody's not a pro. So Bryce is a future NFL player, perhaps a first-round pick. So he gonna be, listen, man, this year he's going to have some struggles. But I'm going to tell you, next year, Bryce, man, oh, man, he gonna be a Heisman candidate.
Really,
Trust me. Bucket boys.
That's what we doing, G.
Bucket boys.
What's up?
Oh, man, get your bucket.
You know how we do it,
man.
Man.
I gotta get my bucket, man. Y'all make your
life. Y'all tell me with this.
Johnny, I have to admit, I got that after I seen yours, bro. I gotta admit, you pioneered. I'm gonna give you all the credit.
Hey,
G.
Listen, I'm about to go up to the rally house And I'm about to get all the gear, cuz.
Mama, hold on, perfect.
Hey, Kinetic.
Mama, where's the rally house located at?
It's several locations. See, when I go to the Pontiac area, I go to the one in Rochester or the one at Great Lakes Crossing in Arbor Hills, and then there's one in somewhere in Ann Arbor. You just gotta Google it. And then y'all going to Detroit, it should be one around there too. So like I go to Rally House for my stuff because I was going to the MDM, but they couldn't pay their bills, so I can't go get my money to people that can't pay their bilils. So
I mean, maybe they'd be
I,
able to pay their bills if you did, though.
I can't
hey,
get
nah, hey, Kinetic. They were reneging on the rent.
Hey, so let me give my thoughts real quick on this subject, real quick. Then we'll kick it over to Madman to see if he wants to close it out. But so here's the thing. I'm not saying I think it's likely, but if Jaden were to outplay Bryce in the spring game and be right there with him or better in camp, I don't think he would maintain that long term. But if that were to happen right now, this offseason, with Bryce being a true freshman, I could see and I would be okay if the coaches say that Jaden outplayed him, let him start because he's been in the system and in the program for a year. Maybe that counts for something. He doesn't have the 5 years experience like we were talking about with Mikey Keane, but that year in the system may equate to being more ready week 1 of 2025. But I think regardless of what happens, I think that Bryce is the starter after the first half of the season.
Remember,
this is another thing, though,
it's a new system. It's not that he ain't been in the system.
No, but it's the same program, strength and conditioning, all of that.
But the playbook and the system gonna be different. So they got the same. I think if he would have played at least a game or two, or at least attempted a couple of passes last year, I think that would have.
But here's the thing, G. Here's the thing. They had the same amount of time in the Chip Lindsay, Sharon Moore system.
Yeah.
But Jaden's got a year more in the strength and conditioning, in the being around the system and how they operate with the team, the coaching staff, the terminology that they use, stuff like that. And with the team, he's had a year of practice with a good chunk of the offense that he'd be out there with. So he may have better chemistry. We don't know. I don't think it's likely. I still think, as of right now, I'm going to say I think Bryce is the starter week 1. But I could see the path for that to happen for this year. But even if he wins it this year, I don't think he maintains it.
Y'all think Shamari Earls?
I got one better for y'all. We get one more year eligibility for Juan Brady, my boy out of New York.
Hey, I saw somewhere that he did still have a year of college eligibility somewhere.
This is the problem, though. The known unknown, the X variable in all of this that's gonna make a problem if Jaden is getting there, or they're thinking about making him the starter. The fans, he ain't gonna have no room for error before the fans are booing that boy.
I said it. Sure. I'm telling you. What I said, if he throws 2 interceptions, is over, bro.
But what if Bryce does that? What if Bryce throws 2 interceptions and Jaden's right there with him all camp?
Look,
that's
man.
what I. Yeah,
I'm talking about in actual games.
No, that's what I mean. Let's say they're neck and neck all through fall camp, and they start the season. Bryce starts off, and let's say in the Oklahoma game, Bryce throws 2 or 3 interceptions. You putting Jaden in, or you still riding with Bryce?
Bro, Bryce has the ultimate leeway. He's a homegrown kid. Everybody in the state of Michigan knows this guy. I'm with Johnny. I've said this before when it was Keane that they thought it was going to be like whoever the quarterback is. I think that's why Billy Edwards got scared away, some other guys, because whoever it is going to be in a pressure cooker, the ultimate pressure cooker. If they look like they getting sacked, there's Bryce chance. For Bryce can go out there and throw 3 interceptions. You know what the fans going to say? Oh, he's just a freshman.
Yeah, that's the
problem. Get better.
We're going to make excuses for Bryce that we're not going to make for nobody else.
For
sure.
You're right, D. That's true.
Last year, you know what I'm saying?
Do you think the corner can play both sides?
First game.
Do I think we have a corner on the team that can play both sides?
Because of Shamari Earls, when he was in high school, he did play on both sides.
Do I think that we could see that we could bring someone like Shamari Earls in for a couple packages here and there on offense? Yeah, sure. Especially if he's not the starter at corner, so we don't have to worry about getting the starting corner injured. I think we could. Excuse me, we could, but I don't think our wide receiver room's as thin as a lot of people do. So I don't think it's necessarily needed. But I mean, you want to use them like we used Jabril Peppers on some packages here and there. Go for it. If he was a starting cornerback, I wouldn't want to see it.
I don't want to see that though, but I don't want to see that because that's going. I think our wide receiver is going to be better than a lot of people think. I think the unknown of what Bryce can do, the defense is going to come in like, what are we going to do? Is this kid
between Broder and
or are we
Marshall,
going to
who could
stop the
be the
run?
next Roman Wilson?
You know what I mean? I think we're going to have a good season just based on they're not going to know who to stop because the running backs is going to be lethal regardless. Now do we play the run or do we fucking double these receivers? Like what we gonna do? So I think that's gonna catch a lot of people off guard this year too. Being able to at least be competent with passing the ball downfield.
All right, so
Between Broder and
Kinetic, real quick. Could you pull up Corey G's comment? You want to say what up to everybody?
between Broder and Marshall, who could be the next Roman Wilson?
Between who?
Broder and Marshall.
I mean, I think Andrew Marsh has the best chance of being that same type of receiver. I think he'll be as good or better than Roman Wilson, but in that same style where he can play inside, outside, the speedy receiver. I think Browder is going to be great too. I just think he's a different type of receiver.
Hey, I got a question too, Kinetic and panel.
Now another one. Now who could now which wide receiver can be a Ryan Bell, but he just come out of nowhere and catching a pass or catching a touchdown that was supposed to be a turnover by the offense.
Johnny, why don't you take that one?
For me?
Yeah. He's asking which receiver you think could be that Ronnie Bell style receiver.
His brother,
Kendrick.
The way he plays, they play with that passion, and it's a little bit raw, but it's all heart. You know what I mean? Like Ronnie wasn't that polished. He was just he laid it all out on the field. Like he just wanted
had that motor, that effort.
Exactly, that motor and that energy. Like he was the heart of those teams. Honestly, on those offensive sides,
they wanted Tyler to do that, but he couldn't do it. They had they asked Tyler to take over the Ryan Bell plays. He couldn't do it.
More.
I think Tyler would have been better with a better quarterback. If he would have had a better quarterback, I think he would have been.
I think everybody was frustrated last year.
Then last year it fell off because of the quarterback.
All right, so
and let me ask this question real fast before we go. So we talking about getting these weapons on the field, and I know everybody want to see Kapana get out there. Do you think that we can put packages in, use them like we use like AJ Henley, Kakoa Crawford, like on jet sweeps and stuff?
I think that's what he's built for. I think I've said it before. I think last year it was hard to use Samaj as that gadget guy because he was the only guy that was getting any kind of playing time with that skill set. So they were able to key in on him that if it looked like they were going to him, they could figure out what they were doing. But if now we've got 2, maybe 3 guys with that Simpson guy, with Simpson, Samaj Morgan, Micah Kalpana, if we can have them on the field and work them into them packages, them trick plays, them little gadget plays, screens and sweeps and all that, and that's what I mean. Chip Lindsay's good at that. So I really like that dynamic part of our offense. But hey, so we've been on here for about an hour and a half. So let's start giving our final thoughts here. So we're gonna go here first to you, Tim. Tim, give us your final thoughts, and then let everyone know where they can find you.
And any freshman wide receiver that's on the team, do you feel like in the future that they can be a Michigan version of Marvin Harrison?
I mean, as far as build, I think Browder's going to be the best one that could develop into that. But I mean, Marvin Harrison's kind of a unique case. So, all right. So tell us tell the chat and everyone where they can find you at, Tim.
Yeah, y'all can find me on Discord, and y'all can find me on the Thunder Redman football show on YouTube, and y'all can find me on Twitter/X.
What's your name on Twitter on X? What's your name on there?
It's Timothy Redman 20.
There we go. All right, guys, go subscribe to his channel. Follow him on X and Twitter. Tim, it was great to have you on, man. I'll catch you next time. All right.
Oh, okay.
Take it easy, my brother. Marmar, what you got, man? Give us your final thoughts. Let everyone know where they can find you.
I'm just ready to meet all y'all on Saturday, man, and going to this big house. See some real hitting. Not that stuff we watched this past weekend. Two-hand touchy with ballerina little spin arounders. So yeah, I'm just ready for it, man. It's gonna be the most anticipated from all over America, maybe even out of the country to come see Bryce. So that's just my final thought. Go blue. I see y'all. I don't know when we doing the next call-in show. But I'll see y'all Saturday. I'll be in Michigan Friday though, early though. I'm touching down at 12.
Sounds good. All right, man. Appreciate you coming on and kicking it with us, man.
Yeah,
especially my first time
man.
on here trying to host it. So I appreciate you, man.
You did. Yeah. I'll see y'all.
Yep. Take it easy, man. Go blue.
Yeah. Go blue.
All right, G, what you got, man?
Oh man, just thank y'all. Show was good, nice and smooth. We got some good topics out the way. I just want to say, everybody that's coming to the game, that's traveling, have safe travels. Get there safe. Be responsible, and just let's have a good time and go blue, man. That's it, man. Just go blue.
Go blue. Appreciate you, G.
All right, fellas.
Litch Max, what you got, man?
It's going to be an interesting spring game for sure, especially with both of the players on both the quarterbacks on the teams, Jaden Davis and Bryce Underwood. We'll see who's gonna be the best and who's gonna be their backup. But you can find me on X, Twitter at LichMax626, on YouTube and Twitch also at LichMax626. And as always, remember, go blue.
Go blue.
Ooh.
All right, Johnny, what you got going on, man?
Nothing much really, same old car lives, the lives, weekend lives, mine Saturday, call in Sunday, going crazy with Garrison and boxing, and you joined a couple weeks ago. Maize was on this week, but we got the spring game coming up, so that's gonna probably change up some of these lives for this weekend, but it's gonna be spring game content because we the only ones that's gonna have it. Nobody have this stuff. It's only here. So that's what's really going on. We getting ready to meet up with everybody, the subscribers, each other. We haven't met each other in person, so it's gonna be crazy. So look out for it.
Sounds good, man. You want to plug your social media at all? You're back on X now, right?
Yeah. YouTube, Johnny Olden Jr. and Twitter or X, Johnny Olden Jr. Also, trolling Ohio State and just, posting Michigan content.
Sounds good, man. Y'all go subscribe, follow him on X, And make sure you guys keep an eye out for the videos that we got coming over the next week. Again, like you said, we're going to have the inside scoop on the spring game that nobody else is going to be able to see until a week later. So keep a lookout, turn on the notifications, and we'll see y'all then. All right, Johnny, hang out in backstage so we can figure out what we're doing.
Got you.
Afterwards. All right, Maize, you got anything you want to go over before we get out of here?
I'm in the rainstorm right now, but everybody at Maize Mad Man, thank you, Kinetic, for holding it down tonight. Maniac holding it down. Everybody that came up. But yeah, man, go blue. I'm upset.
All right, guys. Just real quick. Again, you can find me on everything Kinetic 615. Find me, of course, here on the Maize Madman channel. I believe I'll be co-hosting TJ's call-in show this Thursday before the spring game. So tune in Thursday night. Catch me over there with TJ Ronan. The helmet again that I am going to be raffling off at the game that I mentioned earlier. I'll give you y'all another look at it. It is signed by Taco Charlton on the helmet and the box. It's got JSA certification number. Message me on X and Twitter if you have any questions about it or want to get some raffle tickets before the spring game. Also, anybody that's interested in it, Maize Madman and I are matched up in one of our college football 25 leagues in the playoffs. What are we in? The Rose Bowl? I think we're in the Rose Bowl.
Yeah, it's the Rose Bowl.
Are we gonna try to play that tonight, Maize?
Yes, sir.
All right, so keep an eye out. Maize Madman, he's got his Twitch. Is it Maize Madman on Twitch? Is that, or is it Altitude?
Yeah, I forget what it is. 3MTG.
There you go. And you can also find me find my YouTube channel on Kinetic 615 Plays. If any of y'all want to tune in and check out that game between me and Maize Madman, it should be here in a little bit tonight. Otherwise, guys, I just want to thank everyone for coming out, share and like the video, and we'll see y'all next time. Go Blue.